Hi, I'm Pastor Joe DiDonato. I've been the chaplain here at the Meadows Racetrack for 16 years. Hard to believe it's been that many years. I don't even know where to begin as far as discussing the programs we have through our chaplaincy program. Any ministry that you can think of that's part of a local church takes place through our ministry here at the Meadows. We have our Sunday morning worship service. We meet the needs of people as far as funerals. It seems anymore there's a funeral every week or two. We have so many horsemen, hundreds of horsemen, and our ministry is to them and all their family members. And that just leads into weddings. In fact, I've had a wedding this summer every weekend since that first weekend in May. And over the years, it's just grown and grown to where families call upon me for every need you can think of. We have numerous home visits every week, hospital visits, nursing homes, shut-ins, and those who live in assisted living facilities. We reach out and minister to all members of the family. We have programs for families in general, for the children. We have numerous different children's programs and outings. As part of our Sunday morning chapel, we have children's church, a separate service for the kids. So we're available to minister to all members of the family, counseling, dealing with every area where there's problems in individual lives. We have ministry around the clock available to all horsemen and family members. The MSOA has supported our program from day one. Well, I'm not the first person to serve as a chaplain here at the Meadows. I'm actually the fourth. Two chaplains did share duties for 5 years, and there was one other that was around for a year or two. I'm the first one to stay for such a long period of time, and that's been a key as far as this ministry. I think that's a key with any church or ministry at all. When someone's been there for a long period of time, develops relationships, gets to know the people, they come to trust you, and you develop those relationships. That's just so vital. And from day one, since it all started, the MSOA has been there. They were supporting this ministry before I came on board, and since I've been here, they have just given more and more support every year. I tell people all the time when I go to ministry meetings, it's funny. Most of the ministers know me, but there's always different ones at different get-togethers that don't. And so we'll talk about their church, where it's located, and how many members they have, ministry that's available. And I'll stand up and say that I'm the chaplain at the Meadows Racetrack. I'll usually preface that by saying I probably pastor the largest church out of all of you. Then they all look at me like, wow, where's this man from? And then when I say the Meadows Racetrack, their response is usually, oh, you have a church by the racetrack. And I tell them, I say, no, my church, my ministry is the racetrack. And I've shared with so many ministers that I know my people, the way they support one another in the midst of competing against each other. It's amazing when you realize we have men and women who work together side by side in the barns, but yet got to go out and compete against one another. And with that competition, you get things that go on that some folks might have a disliking for someone else, or they may have done something, claimed a horse, whatever it might be. But I'll tell you what, when a need arises, anytime I've made a call out, there's a family in need, there's been an emergency, a sudden death, a fire, anything that's occurred, and you make that plea that we need folks to join together and help a certain individual or family, it's just like hitting your thumb with a hammer. I've used that example. And we have those 4 fingers that'll just wrap right around that thumb from the other hand, and that's what I've seen our horsemen do time and time again. When one of their fellow horsemen is in need, they're all right there to give assistance, support. Even if it's someone, as I said, they've competed against or maybe had a problem with one another along the line, they're still right there to give support. And I've said to local pastors, I know from working in local churches, you don't see that with local congregations, the way you see the horsemen always being there for each other. And I've greatly appreciated that.